Hey everybody, how's it going? This video is about building a 400 point list for Space Marines in Combat Patrol. I was asked about building a 400 point list, a little bit about how I do it, and recommendations I believe or something like that. I don't remember verbatim, but I figured I'd do a video on it, considering I talked about Combat Patrol quite a bit now with my Tau Combat Patrol video and the 2 community poll videos. So I thought I'd give a little insight on how I would build a Space Marine Combat Patrol list. And what I did is I made a Silver Skulls themed list really quickly, and I made a really quick Iron Knights themed Combat Patrol list as well, using the Space Marine generic codex. And what I have also, as an added treat I guess, is my Combat Patrol list for my Dark Angels that I've used whenever, the only list I've been using for Combat Patrol. I played Tau once or twice in Combat Patrol. I just keep forgetting to bring Tau to the local gaming store. But anyway, first up is Silver Skulls. Now, I wanted to incorporate a bit of the theme for each army, so what I did is the Silver Skulls rely on their librarians for victory no matter the odds, so I included a librarian in their list. Now, the librarian is 100 points, 1/4 the list, very expensive, but I thought his innate war gear and psychic talents can help out tremendously. So, as far as psychic power goes, he has the Avenger and Smite. The Avenger is a template weapon, strength 5 AP3, and Smite is a 12-inch, strength 4 AP2, assault 4 weapon. Well, psychic power, I should say, for each. I'm also thinking about possibly subbing out Smite for Might of Ancients, which gives him strength 6 and 2d6 armor pen. To kind of help with vehicles. And then the army is 1 tactical squad, 10-man strong, with a flamer and a missile launcher, to add some flexibility in shooting, with a Razorback, with twin-linked heavy bolter. No upgrades. That would combat squad, so the missile launcher and 4 bolter marines would go into cover, and the rest would go into the Razorback with the librarian to slowly move down the field as the heavy bolter shoots. And then there's a 5-man tactical squad that would pretty much run behind the Razorback, providing cover that way. Conversely, you could also stay with the combat squad and missile launcher, depending on what you're facing in the scenario. They could do a bit of both, kind of hang in the middle. By the way, that's one list. That's the Silver Skulls list. 400 points exactly, 15 Marines and 1 HQ Marine. And with the Iron Knights, they're more of a Crusading type of list. So I gave them an Assault-oriented list to kind of reflect that. They too have an HQ. They have a chaplain because I figured that kind of fits the Crusading theme. Is the chaplain necessary? Not really. Neither is the librarian, but I thought I'd theme them up a bit. So, he's as is, 100 points again, 1/4 the army, but he lends considerable talent to assaulting, and he makes a squad fearless, which is nice. Then I took 1 tactical squad, 5-man, that's it, no upgrades to it. And for the rest of the army, I took 2 assault marine squads. Each one has melter bombs in it on the sergeant, and each one gave up the jump packs to have a free rhino. So I have 2 vehicles in this. They're rhinos with no upgrades, but they're 2 free vehicles. So each assault marine squad would go on their own rhino. The chaplain would join one of them, and pretty much they would go on and go down to the enemy and hopefully mess their stuff up. And the tactical squad would pretty much run behind them, providing cover with their bolters to anything that gets too close before they get out to assault. And once they're pretty much out there, then the tactical squad can jump into a rhino and use it as a mobile fire platform as it moves. So there's things to think about with that. Also, the rhinos can then be used as mobile walls to keep things that you may have a little bit of difficulty dealing with this army. It does not have much in the way of, or anything really in the way of dealing with vehicles at range. But considering most vehicle real armor is 10, the only thing you really have to worry about is armored sentinels. Because even Marines can deal with a regular sentinel with armor 10 in close combat. But armored sentinels with a front armor of 12 can lock you in close combat and make you slowly lose because you can't hurt them except for your crack grenades. You need 6s. So you can use your rhinos to kind of deal with that. So that's the Iron Knights list. Again, 15 Marines and 1 HQ Marine. Now the Combat Patrol list that I've been using the most, my Dark Angel one, which had some pretty good success, is 1 tactical squad, 10-man with a flamer, with an attached Razorback, essentially a dedicated transport Razorback, with a twin linked heavy bolter, and I went kind of crazy here. It has a storm bolter and a dozer blade. The storm bolter is so on the move you can fire both, and if you destroy one weapon, I still have another weapon to shoot you with. The dozer blade is so I can smash through terrain if necessary to get the grip to you faster. It's added support, added security for that. And then to round out the list, I have a Devastator squad, 5-man strong, and 4 missile launchers. This list is what proved to me that Razorbacks and missile launchers are pretty good in combat patrol lists for Space Marines. If I were to modify it a little bit and maybe just drop the flamer and get rid of the dozer blade, maybe that would, maybe give me enough points to get like a power weapon in there just to have for kicks, but it's not necessary. And this list worked very well. It has 15 Marines in total in it, no HQ Marines. So, I mean, when you look at that, the other two lists I built quickly aren't really that small in comparison. They would just play differently. It's 3 different playstyle lists. This one's the Dark Angel Codex, and the other 2 are the generic Space Marine Codex, but each play different. So, I hope that helped answer some questions or alleviate any confusion in making a combat patrol list. It's lots of fun to play. It lasts like at most an hour, so you can get a couple of games in quickly, which is a lot of fun. And so these, like I said, the Silver Skulls list and the Iron Knights list are just preliminary lists that I would use and tweak a little bit for whatever one I end up making. I think the Iron Knights list is a bit more straightforward and a bit, I don't want to say weaker, it has a bit more of an obstacle to overcome should it deal with a heavy mechanized list. But from what I've seen, there aren't that many mechanized lists out there for combat patrol, and I have Krakenades and Melter Bombs to deal with it. Now I might change it up a bit and may even drop the Chaplain to help maybe get a heavy weapon in my tactical squad by making it bigger, but that remains to be seen. Or, possibly Hunter-Killer missiles on the Rhinos. But I really do like the Chaplain in there. I think it adds to the overall feel of the Iron Knights, Crusader-y type of feel, just like I like the Librarian and the Silver Skulls list. So we'll see what happens. Regardless of whatever one I make, I'll do some tweaking and tell you the final list when I figure it out, obviously. That's pretty much it for combat patrol list building for Space Marines. If there's any more questions, leave comments or leave me a message and I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. And if necessary, I'll do a video on it to try and alleviate confusion and better answer it than just through typing. So yeah, Silver Skulls list, an Iron Knights list, and my Dark Angels Combat Patrol list. And really quickly, I have some time, I'll tell you my Tau Combat Patrol list, just to show you what a Xenos list would look like, a non-Marine list. It has 2 squads of Fire Warriors, each 10 strong, 9 plus a Shazui. So 2 units of 10 Fire Warriors. It has 1 Devilfish, basic, just, basic Devilfish, nothing added to it. And it has 1 XV8 Shaz Vray, which has Twin Link Fusion Blaster and a missile pod with 2 shield drones. So it's a bit bigger. It's 21 infantry models strong with the vehicle. A little different. Obviously much more shooty, with the Shaz Vray being some close in with Twin Link anti-tank. There's the anti-tank right there with his missile pod and his fusion blasters. And the very shooty list. So that's just to show you a non-Space Marine list. I think it works very well also, the Tau list. Obviously it plays a little differently than Marine list, so you have to get used to that. Going from playing Marines to playing Tau, you have to get used to the little difference. Anyways, that's pretty much it for Combat Patrol list building. So you gotta look at 3 Marine lists and 1 Tau list to give you a kind of example of 3 different type of Marine lists using 2 different codices in total, and a completely different list using Tau. Hope you've enjoyed, and again, leave any questions or comments in the comment section or drop me a private message. And until next time, take it easy.